Hello and welcome to Adventure Planet, where today I have driven west all the way through to Pembrokeshire here in kind of sunny Wales to visit Oakwood Theme Park. Really hyped about getting back into this park. Haven't been since 2015. Looking forward to getting back onto one of my favourite wooden coasters here in the UK, Megaphobia. Now, Oakwood opened back in 1987 as a family-owned park, relatively small in size with just a few low-key attractions until in kind of the mid-90s they started to bring in the big guns, starting with that aforementioned Megaphobia. Fast forward to today and we've got a park that sits on about 80 or so acres of land, features 5 roller coasters, 4 water rides and a number of other top attractions. Also this year sees the return of Oakwood's After Dark event. Now this hasn't been going on since the pandemic. First year it's come back, and it takes place every August on Wednesdays, Saturdays and the bank holiday Monday. Basically, After Dark essentially means that we get 12 hours of ride times here today, 10 a.m. all the way through till 10 p.m. So hey, it's gonna be a long day. Also from 5 p.m. we have DJs taken to the main stage playing a variety of tunes and music and all that kind of other entertainment. And then at 9:20 we have what's called Colourfest. Now Colourfest is in its 5th year here in the park, and it's basically a UV powder party. And for those that have done one of those before, it's basically throwing bags of UV powder over everybody and making everyone glow different colours under the UV spotlights. All that is finished off with a fireworks and light show at about 9:45 to end the night. So it's going to be a good day today. Really looking forward to this. And the good news is that all of that, the 12 hours of riding, Colourfest, the After Dark event, all included in your cost of admission, which if you book online at least 7 days in advance, you can get for a very reasonable £27. As an added bonus, parking here is also free at the park. So I think I've spoken enough. It's time to get into the park now. Let's get on some rides. Heading to Megaphobia first. Looking forward to this one. Let's head on in. And if you are coming to Oakwood, then you have 2 choices when you get through the main entrance of the park. You can either take the little Oakwood Railway here, which is actually one of the original rides here in the park, opened in 1987 along with Oakwood itself. And you can actually take this little train here that takes you direct into the park itself. Hey! Or you can take the very short walk, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Now this little carriageway is only just recently reopened after having been closed due to the pandemic. As you can see, you are pretty confined in those carriages, packed into them like sardines. So this is only just reopened after those very strict health and safety measures. I've decided to take a walk today though, so let's head on up. And in terms of location then, I've just come in through the park's main area here. You have the Oak Tree restaurant and bar here and some toilets, and you come down this path and then you find yourself stood in front of the park's Sky Coaster. Now this is Vertigo, opened in 1997. It is actually an upcharge attraction here at the park. If you book online in advance, you can get this for £25. Now it's pretty steep. I have done Sky Coasters before. Effectively you're just strapped into a little harness here, hoisted up to the top, and then you pull your own release, which makes you basically swing through this archway here. There's nothing really all that special. Obviously not a good ride if you are fearful of heights in any way, but £25, yeah, a little bit steep. Like I say, I've done them before. Not going to do one today at the park. I'm going to head around to do this little bobsleigh ride here. I know I said I was going to head straight to Megaphobia, but this is one of the park's originals, opened in 1987, and it's a fun little bobsleigh ride, usually with not too much of a queue. So I'm going to head around and do that one now. And a little bit of off-ride footage there then of the bobsleigh here at the park. Like I say, one of the park's originals, opened here along with Oakwood in 1987. And you know what? It's still a really, really fun ride. Yes, it's old now, but it's great. And you really can still pick up a lot of speed on that. Obviously, you control the braking yourself on the little toboggan type thing that you sit on. And the staff there are actually really, really good. You can leave it kind of a minute or two after the person in front of you goes, just in case they're a little bit slow, and you can, you know, if you wait for them to kind of go down a little bit, you can really pick up some speed there. Really, really good ride, and highly recommended if there's not much of a queue. You just head round to the right side from Vertigo, head straight onto bobsled. If it's pretty much a walk on, you're guaranteed a good ride. It's a low throughput, so if the queue does kind of extend to like the bridge area with the kind of hut over the top, probably recommended to give it a miss, as you could be waiting quite a long time. Anyway, let's head further towards Megaphobia. Looking forward to this one. Hyped. And just to give you some idea then of where the After Dark party takes place, it all happens on this field here. You've got the stage at the back there where the DJs will obviously take part later on from about 5 o'clock, and then Colourfest happens on this little bit of grass just at the front here, and then obviously you've got the fireworks kind of happen across this area later on tonight. Looking really good though. Loving the Oakwood lettering across the back there, and of course in the background there, Megaphobia. Oh, I cannot wait, cannot wait. Like I say, now the interesting about Megaphobia, obviously that opened here in the park back in 1996. Now I last rode it back in 2015, which was actually 3 years before the Wicker Man opened at Alton Towers. Now when I first rode the Wicker Man, I was very kind of conflicted, I guess, trying to work out which one I preferred as my top wooden coaster in the UK, either Megaphobia or Wicker Man at Alton Towers. Now obviously Wicker Man is fresh in my mind now, having only rode it a couple of months ago. Obviously we've done the Alton Towers vlog, check that out if you haven't already. So now that's fresh in my mind, I get to ride Megaphobia again. Let's see if we can actually get a definitive top wooden coaster for the UK. Let's get on. Oh, and there we are, Megaphobia, still looking really good with the lake at the front. The location really does lend a lot to this ride, and is one of the things that does kind of put it above Wicker Man, in my opinion, is the location. And there she goes. Obviously you have the chance to ride these little pedalos here as well, but you can kind of make a little bit of a stop just here and get a good view of Megaphobia. Manufactured by CCI, and like I say, opened in the park in 1996. Now unfortunately, Oakwood have recently changed their policies regarding on-ride filming, and we're not allowed to film on-ride here at the park. And there he goes. Looking good. Yeah, we're not allowed to film on-ride here at the park, which is a little bit of a shame, and something that I really don't agree with, especially since Oakwood actually did used to allow on-ride filming, and they've now changed their policies to basically stop that. And I really don't see the problem if you have a securely mounted chest GoPro. I don't really see what the problem is. But unfortunately, yeah, no on-ride POVs today, but I'll let you know my thoughts when I get off. Just got off my ride on Megaphobia then. Well, actually 2 rides. First time sat second row from the back, second time second row from the front. And look, I'm not one to mince words, okay? Both rides were terrible. awful, like really, really, really bad. And it's a real shame, actually. As a matter of fact, that first section on the first drop there was actually, I think I almost suffered an internal decapitation on that first drop. Look, I'm making light of things here. The sad fact is the ride is in need of a lot of work. The first drop especially, really jolty, really uncomfortable. They've actually added some nicely kind of padded seats on the trains, you know, which you would think would have made things a little bit better. Unfortunately, they don't. It is a savage, savage ride, and it kind of makes the question of what's my favourite wooden coaster in the UK really easy to answer. It's Wicker Man at Alton Towers. It's approaching 30 years old now, opened in the park in 1996, and you can tell it really, really is suffering. It needs a lot of work, and I'm not just talking, you know, the odd section retract. I'm talking proper maintenance, maybe even new trains, something like that. I don't know. It's in a poor state right now, and all I can say is I'm glad that I bought a couple of extra paracetamols with me here at the park today. It's something that's actually really quite sad, because this used to be a fantastic ride. You know, like I say, last rode it in 2015. It was riding great. Now though, 7 years later, it's clearly in need of a lot of work, and it's a real shame. But, you know, I hope the park invest in it. I hope it's not going to go anywhere, because it's got the views, it's got the location, and the layout actually is still, I prefer it over Wicker Man. Wicker Man has the, you know, the effects, the pre-show, the theming and everything as well, so it was always a close contest. But after those couple of rides today, Wicker Man's a clear winner. This really does need a lot of work. You know, have you rode Megaphobia yet? What did you think? Let me know. I personally would probably say ride it once and then spend the rest of the day on something a little less head rattly, I guess. Real shame. Oh yeah, still really sad about Megaphobia. It's really, really disappointing, that ride. It's such a good ride in the past. Such a shame to see how it's gone lately. Hopefully, like I say, the park will invest in it, but for now, it's just riding really, really bad. I don't think I'll have any more rides on that today, which is a real shame. Back down at the main stage now, though, just taking a look at some of the equipment that's getting prepared for tonight's show. And this is no small show. The After Dark event at Oakwood is a pretty world-class show, really, with the fireworks and the lighting. You've got fire effects here, you've got some moving heads at the back and some park hands. It's actually a really, really solid 15-minute show that starts at about 9:45 here. So really, really looking forward to that. I'm going to head over to Bounce now, the shot and drop tower here in the park. This was actually closed in 2016 and was closed for several years, as it was actually going to be going through a major refurb, but it just took ages for it to actually take place. Obviously the pandemic didn't help, but it actually got to a point where we thought this was actually going to leave the park. But it is open now, back open, only a couple of months ago actually, in 2022. So I'm going to head towards there now and get a ride on Bounce before heading over towards the Gerstlauer Eurofighter in the park there. Speed no limits. And here we are at Bounce then, opened here in the park in 1999, manufactured by Huss Rides. And yeah, like I say, operated up to 2016, where it was kind of changed to SB&O status for several years before reopening this year. And what I have noticed is there's little signs kind of around the queue line here suggesting that you get to choose whether you get the shot first or the drop first. By choosing on heat-sensitive restraints. Looking at them from here, they don't actually appear to have changed since I last rode it, so I'm not quite sure how true that is, but I'll take a closer look when I hop on. But I suspect it's just there for show, really. I don't think you really have any input as to what, how the ride operates, but we'll see, But from here, it looks like pretty standard restraints to me, the same as when I last rode it. And just got off my ride on Bounce then, the Huss drop and shot tower here at the park. And you know what, it's a solid ride that. We had the shot first and then we followed the drop afterwards. Yeah, not too sure about the so-called heat resistant restraints. I'm not going to say that it's totally false, but I had a good look whilst I was on there and they don't appear to have changed in any way, shape or form. So I'm pretty sure that that's just for show. But still, it's a great ride, great views over the park. I was sat on the side that had a perfect view looking over the lake and Megaphobia and all of the kind of Welsh hills and valleys in the background. Really, really good ride. And yeah, pretty forceful as well. Impressed with that. Glad it's still here at the park. Yeah, gonna jump on the Treetops Coaster now, little 1989 Zero Tivoli model. Great location for this, really winds around all these trees. Looking forward to getting on this one. Should be a good ride. Bit of off-ride footage there then of the 1989 Zero Tivoli here at the park. Treetops. Nothing special in terms of layout on that one, just a standard layout, but pretty much a walk-on ride. Sat on the back row, got nice and whipped over that first drop. Really good ride this one. Hey, really, really good ride. And yeah, like I say, 1989, it's been here a long time and it is still a solid ride here at the park. Great little ride, that one. And here we are at Speed No Limits here at Oakwood. Now this opened back in 2006, and when it did, it was actually Gerstlauer's first Eurofighter model here in the UK and held the world's steepest drop record from April 2006 to July 2008 at 97 degrees. Pretty steep, 2 inversions on this one and a great ride. Let's get on. And a little bit of off-ride footage there then of Speed No Limits here at Oakwood, and I've got to say I've just come off of multiple rides on this, and with the state of Megaphobia at the moment, this is the best ride in the park in my opinion. Absolutely fantastic, nice and smooth, great layout, and I love the way the anticipation builds on that lift hill. It feels like it takes forever to get to the top. Now, even though I do have, oh, there he goes. Even though I do have a lot of love for the Saw IP, I love Saw the Ride at Thorpe Park, I think this is just better. Only just mine, but just. I love that first freefall drop on Saw the Ride. I love the theming around Saw the Ride. However, I think as far as Gerstlauer Eurofighters go, This is where it's at, and absolutely the best ride in this park right now. Fantastic stuff. I might get on for a third. And one of the 4 water rides here at the park then is Waterfall. Little slide the way you're actually riding a toboggan. And the idea is to not wipe out here at the end. I've been waiting here for a little while just to see if I can catch some people wiping out, but it hasn't happened yet. I just about managed to get to the end there. Obviously, if you do wipe out, you're going to get pretty wet here, so make sure you got a change of clothes. You also have Snake River Falls here, another water ride, opened in 1994. You have 2 open slides and 2 enclosed slides, Cobra and Python. You actually ride this one on a little dinghy for up to 2 people. Really fun ride this. A little bit of off-ride footage there then of the 1991 Huss pirate ship that they've got here. I've just kind of come around the side here just to have a little look at the pedalos that they've got here as well, which you can kind of take out along the river here that runs alongside Megaphobia. Now you can actually get some pretty good shots of Megaphobia, some pretty good views from the lake. However, I'm here on my own today, so I don't really fancy riding one of those pedalos on my own. I'll probably go and end up crashing it or something. So I'm just going to come back from this area now. I have just noticed here though, there's some firework launchers here for the after dark party later on tonight. This is where the fireworks will be launched from. Yeah, really looking forward to that show. It's gonna be a good one. And just heading around into Spooky Street now, but I thought I'd stop off at Dizzy Disc. A disco here at Oakwood, not Zamberla this one. This one is from Dinus Amusements. Gotta jump on here, only a little one, mind. But the smaller discos can be even more intense than the larger ones actually. I'm gonna jump on this one and see what it's like. Opened here in the park in 2019. A little bit of off-ride footage there then of Dizzy Disc. Just got off my ride on there as well, and yeah, as far as discos go, that one was actually pretty good, nice and intense, and a really good cycle as well. Nearly 3.5 minutes was on that ride, and a superb lighting package as well. I'm going to say that that's going to look really good later on tonight when the sun starts to go down. Yeah, solid ride. But like I said before, heading over to Spooky Street now. I'm going to check out the area that opened in 2018. Let's go. And just behind Dizzy Disc then, they've got this kind of converted warehouse here that they've changed into an arcade. Lots of arcade machines in here, grabbers, change machines, and lots of opportunities to win lots of different prizes here. They've got a cash desk at the back there. And this place is actually pretty sizable. So on my way over to Spooky Street then, I did just stop here and grab myself some lunch at Woody's Burger Bar. A little area just in here that you can sit and eat your food or sit outside on the tables just to the side here. Got myself a chicken burger with fries and a Coke Zero for a pretty standard theme park price of £9.50. So not too bad, but it tasted pretty good, fills a hole and keeps me going for the second half of the day. Let's head to Spooky Street. So unfortunately we have to walk past Drench to get to Spooky Street, and it appears that the ride is closed today, suffering some kind of maintenance issues, which is a real shame. Usually this ride opens at 2 o'clock, but as you can see, no water running at the moment, and that's a real shame because this has to be one of the wettest rides in the UK. This is absolutely insane, and the drop here on this ride is so incredibly steep. You actually have to have over-the-shoulder restraints for this ride. It really, really is a beast, and you do get absolutely soaked. You can also get soaked on the little walkway just through the back here, kind of like Tidal Wave. You can get nice and close to the action as they come over this drop. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate that that's closed today. I was hoping to get a little bit of off-ride footage. Opened from Intamin and was actually renamed Drenched in 2011 after initially opening as Hydro here in the park. So a little bit of a shame, but yeah, that's the way things go with these rides sometimes. Let's carry on over down to Spooky Street and see if Creepy Crawler is going today. I hope so. Oh dear. And there we are. My worst fears confirmed. Creepy Crawler is actually closed for maintenance today, so this is going to be a credit that unfortunately I'm going to miss out on. Opened here in the park in 2017 as Flight of the Giant Peach, when this area used to be based on Roald Dahl's children's books, before becoming the Creepy Crawler in 2018 when this area was rethemed. Unfortunately, closed for maintenance. So I'll have to come back to Oakwood probably next year, grab the credit for this one. Because yeah, today is a no-go. Little Pinfari coaster, this one. I was looking forward to getting on this. Unfortunately, not to be. That gives me an excuse to come back next year. And just underneath Creepy Crawler then we've got the Witch's Brew. That's standard miniature teacup ride here. And then just to the left of that we have Spooky 3D, a little track dark ride here that opened in 2000. I can take you on this one. So let's join the queue and hop on. Oh, and here we are then on Spooky 3D. Nice and dark. Oh wow. How we doing? Yeah, nice little ride there. So you get given a pair of 3D glasses. Everything's looking all wacky, which obviously is not going to pick up on the camera. Nice little ride though, just to sit back, relax. Not if you don't like spiders though. Oh. Uh-oh. Not quite sure how much of this you're going to get to see. It's pretty dark in here. Oh, something's touching my face. Oh wow. I don't mind admitting that was pretty scary. Not entirely convinced on the 3D effects in here though, not the best. Some parts look okay, but otherwise it's really, really minor. Some bats. Wow, that was loud. I do love a good spooky house. Ugh. I gotta say, this music is gonna be a bit of an earworm. Oh wow. Poor chicken. And there we are, the end of Spooky 3D. And just got off my ride on Spooky 3D then, and yeah, it's an all right track dark ride, little bit spooky, and yeah, a couple of jump scares in there actually. I'm a little bit disappointed with the 3D side of things though, not really all that great. You could probably just get away with not wearing your glasses at all there, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, great little area that, quite like Spooky Street. Real shame about the creepy crawler. However, you know, these things happen. Gonna come out of there now and head towards Neverland, which last time was my favourite themed area of the park, so gonna head back down towards there now and see if we can get a ride on the Dragon Coaster. Just thought I'd get a little bit of a better angle for you of Drenched here, just so you can see how truly steep that drop is on that ride. Such a fantastic ride this, and like I say, not one if you don't like getting wet, because you do get 11 out of 10 soaked on this one. But ignoring how wet you get, this drop here is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, great ride this. Like I say, opened in the park in 2002, manufactured by Intamin. Changed its name to Drenched in 2011 after having 9 years as Hydro. Yeah, you can see just at the back there, we've got the boats just stuck on the lift hill. And all is quiet otherwise here at Drenched. Obviously we'll get the opportunity to stand on this walkway here, as I was talking about earlier, and get even wetter with the wave that is caused when the boat hits this area here. Really great ride this. Disappointed I'm not getting on it today, although actually I haven't bought a change of clothes, so maybe it wouldn't have been the best idea. But still, another excuse for me to come back next year to get back on this awesome ride. And here we are to the Gateway of Neverland then. Yeah, opened back in 2013. Used to be Kids World here before being rethemed as Neverland, and is certainly one of the nicer themed areas of the park. Really nice area this. Got a little Jolly Roger boat there. Not operating today by the looks of it. And we got the little Sights of London tour here, where you get in your very own little taxi. Look at that. And Nelson's column over the back there. It just simply comes around, wraps around here, and then back into the station. Look at that. Looks great fun. You know what? I'm here on my own, but I'm going to hop on. Let's go. And just next to the taxi ride there, we've got the Oakwood Aerodrome. Little junior flat ride here at the park. Looks as though that's also not operating today either. Probably due to crowd levels, to be honest. It's not very busy in this section of the park, which is a little bit of a shame. Actually, the Oakwood today itself, considering it's a Saturday today and is also the After Dark event, it is actually pretty quiet here today. A little bit sad to see, really. Hopefully it picks up. You know, maybe some more crowds will be coming a little bit later on, considering, you know, the park is open until 10 o'clock today. So it could be that people are just kind of hanging back a little bit. It is looking a little bit overcast now as well. Could be expecting the odd shower or two. But as long as it stays dry for the After Dark event tonight, I am not complaining. Yeah, love this area. Really well themed this. Got Hook's House of Havoc in there. And we've got Skull Rock over the back here as well. Little log flume ride. And Skull Rock looking really good there. Actually used to be located at Camelot, this ride, and then it was brought here as part of Neverland. But what I'm here for is one of the most intense coaster experiences this side of Jupiter, the Crocodile Coaster. And you know the old saying, a cred's a cred. Well, that couldn't be more appropriate for this ride. The Crocodile Coaster. Oh, look at the face on him. And yeah, just starting to spit with rain a little bit here. Hopefully nothing too much. But there we are. My next cred for today, and I'm pretty sure. Now, I'm not actually 100%, but I thought this ride actually had at least 3 carriages last time I was here. I'll be honest, he does kind of look a little bit sorry for himself, but I'm going to get on regardless. Cred is indeed a cred. Let's go. Ah, here I am in the queue line then for Crocodile Coaster, and yeah, it's just me and the crocodile for company at the moment. Everybody's gone. I'm here on my own. Basically, the heavens have just completely opened up here at Oakwood. The DJ's started now. It's 5 o'clock. The DJ's on. You can just hear the bass in the background. But as far as me getting on Crocodile Coaster, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. The rain is just easing off, but I'm literally in the station building here, completely on my own. Just my little friend here, old Clarence the old croc. How are you doing? You all right? Oh dear. Yeah, he's certainly not very happy. He's got no one to give a ride to. A little bit sad. But yeah, this opened in the park in 2013, and again, same as Skull Rock, this actually came from Camelot as well. So yeah, hopefully it'll be open again soon. So as the weather has taken a little bit of a turn for the worse here at Oakwood at the moment, I've just got off a ride on Tink's Flying School though. Fun little spinning ride there where you actually control the lateral movement with the paddle on the front there, which is actually kind of fun. Good fun ride that, enjoyed my time on there. Good cycle as well, about 2.5 minutes. And finally the sun breaks through the clouds and the rain has stopped. It's warmed up again a little bit here, and I've finally been able to get my ride on the Crocodile Coaster. The rain stopped, the track dried out, and I was able to get back on that ride. And also the little aerodrome ride behind me here is also back up in service, which is good to see. A little junior spinning ride there, which looks a lot of fun for the kids. Now in terms of Oakwood itself, I'm pretty much coming to an end now in terms of what I've covered here in the park. Covered pretty much everything that there is to see, apart from the After Dark event, which is going to be starting in just a couple of hours. It's about 6:30 now, so the sun is just starting to kind of go down. I'm going to take one last walk around the park, grab a few golden hour off-ride shots for you guys to see here, like it's Speed No Limits, Megaphobia as well, and maybe a couple of other areas of the park before kind of setting up on the field in front of the main stage to cover the After Dark party tonight, which obviously includes Colourfest, the fireworks and the light show to close the night. So I'll put some highlights of that in coming up at the end of the vlog to cover that night. Really looking forward to this one. It's gonna be a special one. It's a world-class show, this, not to be missed. That's what I was waiting for. A double wipeout. Fantastic. A little bit more off-ride footage there then of Vertigo, Megaphobia, Bounce, Speed, amongst others, as well as including that epic double wipeout on Waterfall that you can see just behind me here. That's fantastic. Those guys are going to be absolutely soaked for the rest of the day. So now we're kind of approaching the end of the day here now. It's about 8:45. Sun is almost setting beyond the horizon here, so I'm going to head back to the field and the main stage here and pitch up ready for tonight's After Dark event. Coming up next will be highlights from that show, including Colourfest, the fireworks and the light show, which will be closing out the evening tonight. It's been an epic day. I'll be back with my final thoughts on the day as a whole right after this.
Welcome to Colourfest 2022! Who's ready to party with us tonight? Now I can finally breathe. Now I can finally breathe.
Back in the car now then, after such an awesome day at Oakwood Theme Park today. I had to come back to the car because after the fireworks show, basically there is no light in the park whatsoever, and I've got no light on the camera here on the GoPro, so I had to come back to the car to give myself a little bit of a light and give you guys my full review of the park. And yeah, it's been a great day, and I tell you what, starting with the positives, that show, Colourfest as well, the fireworks and the light show at the end of it was absolutely top notch. That is a world-class show that Oakwood should be really proud of. That was absolutely fantastic, really spot on. The fire effects, the audio, the fireworks, and just the general atmosphere of that show was great. Colourfest, again, in its 5th year at the park, really well done, really good audience engagement, real high energy, really good stuff. Other positives in the park, getting on speed again was great, multiple rides on that. Even though what I said before that it just pips Soar, I think it is actually quite a step above Soar. Actually, I rode it multiple times, and yeah, it's kind of changed my opinion on it. I thought those two were kind of pretty close, but actually Speed is, I'm going to say it, that is the best Gerstlauer Eurofighter here in the UK. Other positives today, operations have been pretty good today actually, not too bad. I have been, you know, they've been worse here at the park before, so been pretty impressed with operations on the whole. Spooky 3D wasn't great, but apart from that, it's been pretty good today. Staff are nice and friendly here, nice and helpful. Food, good food here, reasonably priced as well. And the general atmosphere today has been pretty good. Things that weren't so good, shame about Creepy Crawler. That was, you know, that's something that is a credit that I'm going to have to come back and get later on. Drenched was also down today, which is a little bit of a shame. But the biggest disappointment today, in my opinion, has to be Megaphobia. It's such a shame how bad that is running lately, and I was kind of thinking about it as I was walking around the park today, thinking that at the end of this vlog I was going to be making suggestions about how Oakwood could perhaps get another coaster in, thinking about what it could be, where it could go, and all that kind of stuff. But no, I think in terms of investment, Oakwood need to focus on improving things in the park, starting with Megaphobia, but also there are areas in the park, little pockets that really do need some TLC. Some areas are looking quite dilapidated, quite forgotten about, you know. I feel like if Oakwood are going to invest any time, those things need to be prioritized above a new ride here in the park, as much as it would be great to see. It's just, you know, you get the feeling that certain parts of that park have kind of been forgotten about, and it's a real shame. 7 years ago when I came here last time, it wasn't that bad. It kind of has been let go in some areas, and I hope to see Oakwood improving on that and, you know, spending some money and getting those areas looking a lot better than they are currently. Otherwise though, it's been a great day here today. That show was fantastic, really good. I don't know if it'll come across on YouTube as good as it did actually being there, probably not. Absolutely fantastic show. After Dark has been great. It's been the end of a 12-hour day here at the park. I'm absolutely shattered. It's been brilliant, really good. Had a few rain showers earlier which kind of, you know, delayed things a little bit, but that soon cleared up and then we were back to riding again. Been a great day on the whole. I just hope that next time I come here in a year or two's time that some improvements have been made in certain areas of this park. Until the next vlog though, thank you so much for watching. I'm Angel Lawson here at Adventure Planet. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button and of course subscribe if you want to. That leaves me with just the one thing to say, as always, thanks for watching and happy riding everybody. See you in the next vlog.